Hello, Professor Forrest is here, and tonight we're going to talk about the beer caramelizer. We're in Wisconsin on a lovely, just phenomenal summer evening, and what better way to pass the time than to be out by the campfire and enjoying a couple beers. Well, the beer caramelizer can really change that experience. And so I've got some experimenting to do here. I happen to bring a mug, another mug for someone else if they'd like to join me. And what we're going to do is experiment a little bit with, let's see, what do we got here? I've got a Rush River Porter. So a porter is going to be a little bit heavier bodied beer, and that tends to be good for working with a beer caramelizer because there are several sugar, carbohydrate type molecules in a porter that still exist after the fermentation process. So when we smell this porter, you almost pick up a little bit of that butterscotch caramel flavor to it at this time. The porter has a little bit of a coffee flavor to it. And so as we think about what the beer caramelizer is going to do, the beer caramelizer it's important that it's very hot. 1571 degrees Fahrenheit is the temperature of a campfire, that red glow that one observes. It's important that the beer caramelizer be very hot, and that we want to get this into the beer very hot to interact with some of those carbohydrate molecules to perhaps additionally caramelize them. Another thing that we want to perhaps do here is to think about how we can change the pH of this beer. And the pH of the beer changes in probably a couple ways. One is that we tend to get rid of some of the CO2. So as I taste this, all of a sudden it becomes less acidic. Most people would perceive that as a smoother, more delicate type of flavor. Even though I put that hot rod in there, it did not warm the beer that much. There was a little bit of a warmth in the froth, which is kind of fun. But it doesn't warm the beer because water has such a high heat capacity going from the liquid to the gaseous state that most of the heat is carried away. So the beer is still cool. It's a much different flavor, right? And so is it better? That becomes a personal preference. But it's different and it's fun to experiment. Till next time, cheers.